up with it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family, human motherfucking beings. You know, this is one for the archive. This is one you want to pay attention to past 30 seconds, past 15 seconds. You know what I'm saying? You stay at the end of this, you're gonna learn something, you're gonna be educated on something, and you're gonna maybe have a new belief system of what's been going on to us as human beings and how we live in life, what we call life. Let me just start it off with you can't live life without the lie. Why? How do you spell life? How do you spell live? Can't do it without the lie. Just like Bible, religion, evil, belief, believe. You know, there's a lot of words that have something to do with each other, you know, correlate with each other that has meaning in it. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to talk to you why. But the basic topic of this story is to say our belief systems are fucked up. We out here living life, what we call life today. If you think it's fucking cool and you think it's what it's supposed to be, you got shit fucked up. And it's not your fault. It's how we're programmed. Our belief system, we're programmed to believe into some shit, to believe into a system, believe in how this is how the world works and this is life. But to summarize life, this is what life is today for us. We're a slave. We're a slave to a concept called time. Time is a concept. It's not tangible. It's not real. Fucking, if it was, we wouldn't have daylight savings. We wouldn't have different times all across the world. You know, we wouldn't have all the shit we do to where, were you there when we set the first clock? Who was there when they set the first watch? How do we know that shadow wasn't directly at 12 o'clock, the stick or whatever they use? Because if you're off a little bit, by time right now, we could be off hundreds of years. We could be off days. We don't know what fucking day it is. We don't know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about atomic time and all this shit, you know what I'm saying? You can make up anything you want. But the moment you prove to me that we can make water, because if the water is a staple of life, why hasn't any of these greedy motherfuckers made it? It'd be the biggest business in our lives, in history. Water would be the biggest business. We have the recipe. 2 fucking hydrogen, 1 oxygen. Let's make it. That way we won't have diseases and famine and drought and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to prove to me some shit. I believe in why is it dark in outer space when the sun, the moon, the stars, they all reside out there. How the fuck is it dark? And if it is dark, why do we use light years to measure it? There's things in my life that I don't understand and I question, like gasoline. Why do we call it gasoline when it's a liquid? Why do we even have gasoline as a petrol fuel? They say the dinosaurs, it comes from the dinosaurs, right? Full of shit. It's a renewable energy that the earth is making. They tell us it's the dinosaurs. Why? That way they can charge us more when they say it's running out. It's getting low. It's getting low. Why haven't we ran out? Every time they tell us it's low, so the gas prices go up. And if that's the case, what is the synthetic oil doing? If this synthetic oil is in my engine, can it have the same properties as this gas engine? And that way people make a bunch of synthetics so our gas price will be cheaper? But why even have gas in our life? If you're a human being and you're smart, you would think of shit. Our earth has 2 forces on it. Gravity and fucking magnetic. Why did we ever need a combustible engine? It's to make profit, right? Just like pollution. Profit. It's these corporations in our life that are fucking taking shit and controlling the way we live, how we live, and what we think life is. Now, there's 3 things in life that I'm going to say that we need to get rid of. Some of you guys, I might lose a lot of you guys. Why? Because that's the way it goes. You know what I'm saying? Is this motherfucking mic going on? Do I got sound? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I got to pick this up then, huh? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Yo, yo, yo. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. It should be on. Let's see. It should be on good. Hopefully you guys can hear me and picking me up. But I have this problem with Facebook. They mute me all the fucking time. Why? Because I got shit to say. I got some real shit to deliver. And no one wants me to deliver it. I have this audience now that I should have because Facebook, I used to say a lot of shit because my family and friends are on there. You know what I'm saying? But you guys are also my family and friends. So I'm going to start with this platform to get my message across. And hopefully it carries over a little better than Facebook because I have nothing but problems with them. This message I'm trying to get out is real. It's true. And what I'm trying to get out is this, man. We are all human beings that we're buying into this world and all this shit. And I talk about currency. Why? Because it's a big run our shit. Okay. The 1% run us. We're 99%. We learned in kindergarten 99 macaronis have more power than one macaroni. That's 99 ideas versus one idea. The strength is in numbers. And we need to understand that unity is going to be what it takes to get over all this shit. I've been speaking on this for months, years, about unity and how it's going to take that to get over all these problems. Look at ICE. Look what we're doing with ICE. Who the fuck is an immigrant? Do you know the definition of an immigrant? Because the people like our presidents and all these people saying we're deporting illegal immigrants. For one, who's an immigrant? If you're going to deport a legal immigrant, you need to deport yourself. Because if you're not native or Mexican to this land, especially in California, this was Mexico. There was people inhabiting here before you took their shit. So don't act like they're immigrants. Let them be called what they are. They're indigenous to this land. So you guys need to get your fucking vocabulary straight when you start calling people immigrants. And now we see this shit happen over, like the person in Minneapolis. I commend that mayor or whoever that was making the speech. He's a real dude. And it's a white boy. But guess what? He sees problem. ICE is here doing what? Okay, let's say you're calling them illegal immigrants. How are we going to get rid of this problem? How are we going to get rid of the immigration problem? Let me tell you how. Just like I told you how to get rid of traffic. Just like I told you how to do a lot of shit. But you guys ain't listening. Now we got a quantum computer, Google, saying almost the exact same shit I've been saying. But now you guys are going to listen, right? That's fine. As long as you guys get the point, that's my purpose. My purpose on earth is to change the belief system of every man, woman, and child on this earth. And it seems impossible, right? Just to change one person's belief is impossible. For me to say I have to change the world, and that's my purpose, and that's what I truly believe is my fucking purpose on earth, is like redundant. It's like, wow, bro, you're going to never succeed. But guess what? I'm going to sacrifice my life and my time and while I'm here on this earth with this vessel to make sure my point gets across. Now, people might hate me and want to kill me and do all kinds of shit because of what I speak on. And I'm speaking on truth. That's all I'm speaking on. Facts and truth. And it's from my testimony, what I've lived, what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've felt, what I've cried through, what I've bled through. It's real ass shit. It's not no fake shit, making up no fairy tale fiction ass shit when I'm coming to you guys. Our lives have been straight nothing but slaves to time, a concept of time, and a piece of paper called currency. It's not money. Understand it, you dummies. Every time you say money, you sound ignorant. If you want to talk intelligently, call it what it is. It's currency. That's like love and fear. It's two opposites. I mean, love and hate. It's two opposites. Know these 4 words in your life. Love, hate, currency, and money. And a big one would be considerations, contract, consent. All this shit that runs our life and it has a very importance in our life. But we got to get to this one thing first. I'm going to jump around a lot because that's the way my brain thinks. It just goes. It never stops. To get rid of this problem of immigration, I would like to know, why are we deporting Americans? Regardless what you call them, immigrants, they are Americans. Why? The last time I looked on the map, it says North America, Central America, South America. Okay? So why are we deporting Americans? If we want to fix this problem, if we're so big and so bad as America with so many tanks and ships and all these fucking war machines that we could easily sell a couple of them to solve the hunger issue in America. All we got to do is sell a couple of them. We're not using them. Did you ask us if we want to go to war? When we go to war, you guys don't ask us our opinion. You just go and do it. Our brothers, our sisters, our dads, our aunts, our uncles, our nieces all get shipped out because they're going to fight for their country, right? But do they know what they're fighting for, really? Most wars are over what? Religion and money and currency. That's it. It's a profitable fucking business. War is a business. Just like pollution is a business. Just like all the other shit in our life. A corporation will profit off of us and our families and our family and our fucking disasters to profit. For what? This currency, this piece of paper? This piece of paper has intrinsic value, meaning zero. It has no value. If you rip it up, tear it up, burn it up, how much value does it have? None, right? It only has value because our government says it does. And now we got the Federal Reserve, who's not a government entity. It's not even a government anything, bureau, anything. It's a private ran sector. It's a private company that are passing these Federal Reserve notes. These notes, those dollar bills, $100 bills, are nothing but a bill. It's an IOU. When you pay the fucking cashier at the store you're at, you're handing them a bill, an IOU. So why do we have people in jail for shoplifting and all these other crimes that have to do with stealing or something when none of us are paying for shit? It's an IOU. And then what about the debt? Who's the debt to? The debt is owed to us, the people. But the government's able to spend and say, okay, we want to print this much out and we're going to delegate it to the people, but we're going to front them the bill. That's like saying, I'm going to throw a big ass, badass party. You're going to pay for it, but you can't come. That's our debt. So they keep raising the debt ceiling to pass it on, pass it on, pass it on. Well, guess what? As of today, I already showed you guys, I paid off the national debt. Me personally, Edward Gilbert Rodriguez Jr. has paid off the national debt. How? I pay attention. I understand the word payment. The word payment is to perform on an obligation or contract. Okay? So we must perform as Americans. I'm not going to call you American citizen because if you don't live in a 10-mile radius of Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, where the corporation, the United States of America is, then you're not legally considered an American citizen. You're either a non-resident alien or a resident alien. With that said, there's different rights, different statutes, different things that you follow and have as perks, if you want to call them. Land of the free, home of the brave. Understand the monetary system, the system of currency. Since 1933, they took money from us. 1933 was Emergency Banking Act. They took money from us. With that said, they also took our ability to pay debt. So how do you pay debt today? You don't. You can't. Why? Because we don't have money. We have currency, the monetary system. And in that system, you got to discharge or set off your debt. How do you do that? You perform. You do your due diligence. You look at what a negotiable instrument is. You look at the UCC, Uniform Commercial Code. That's what? It rides over, it looks over all laws, rules, ordinances, regulations, everything. It has control of us. It takes control of the law. And with that said, let me tell you what UCC 3-104 specifically says. It specifically says our legal tender, like when you look at a bill, it says legal tender for public-private use. It sure is. Are you part of that Federal Reserve? No, you are not. So that note you're passing makes you kind of a terrorist because in 1933, we've been in a state of emergency. And when we're in a state of emergency, we all become enemy of the state. And then that means what? You're passing these notes that are not for you. Do what you're supposed to do. Perform. Do your due diligence. See what our legal tender is. Our legal tender is a negotiable instrument. We have an infinite amount of instruments we could write and learn what a negotiable instrument is. According to UCC 3-104, that's a promissory note. That's an international bill of exchange, a check, or a money order. It's all paper. When you go buy a house, you sign a promissory note. When you go buy a car, you sign a promissory note. Learn how to construct a promissory note. Take it to the bank who's the borrower. The banks are the borrowers, not the creditor. When you get a loan, you're signing for your loan. Your signature is going to be monetized and securitized. That's going to create the fucking money out of thin air, the currency out of thin air. So you're basically borrowing your own fucking currency, and they're charging you to borrow your own shit that you just created. Because when a bank takes your cash, it's a liability deposit. And then they have a reserve deposit. They could take some of your liability deposit and spend it. Go invest it. And then what happens? You have a portfolio with commercial paper in there. And that paper is a note that they sign for you, make for you. Who knows what they put on it? You could have deposited $100, but they send you deposit 10 million. You never know because you're not behind the scenes. The thing is this. You need to understand who you are as a person in this motherfucking America. You need to understand there's an entity made from you. When the moment your parents sign the birth certificate, you become property of the United States of America, the corporation. With that being said, you get a social security number. Once you get that social security number, there's an account, there's a trust in your name that they start off with X amount of dollars. And as you grow and accumulate, so does your maturity of your trust and your bonds. Okay? There's supposed to be a way where we're supposed to get 80%, 20%. We don't get no percent because no one knows. No one's fucking privy to what it is. So all these corporations, and every time you sign your name, your signature, you're handing people a blank check. Learn how to endorse shit properly. Learn about your bills your bills are paid for. It's positive. That statement, that bill is to show you, hey, this is what you got paid for you. This is what you used. This was paid for you. Because if not, it come in a negative number. So you have to learn what a remittance coupon is. A remittance coupon is that piece of paper that says tear here and return this portion with your statement with payment. Da-da. Don't you see the routing number on it? Don't you see all the shit that makes it look just like a check or money order? Because it is one. Learn how to endorse it. Learn how to sign it over to the bearer. Pay to the order of bearer. Accept for value. Turn it over. Endorse it. Learn about your beneficiary signature. That's your signature. First letter cap, dash. Middle name, first letter cap, semicolon. Last name, first letter cap, and then slash. Now here's where it gets interesting. Slash, you're going to do one thing, two things. You can put Esquire, you can put agent, or you do it smart, like every other check that you get from your company or whatever. If you look in the magnifying glass, you're going to see AR. That's authorized representative. You need to understand that and become an authorized representative. That way, you put without recourse on top or with prejudice. They can't come after you for nothing. You might get the same check, the amount that you wrote to them. You might get another check back in your name because you're the beneficiary. And that should come back at the end of the year. Just like all your interest. If you pay interest throughout the year, credit cards, whatever, get it back. Learn what you're supposed to do. Perform. Now, as we know who we are, when you're 18, you're supposed to do something with your contract. That's your birth certificate. You need to come to the court or make it known that you are age of majority, meaning you understand consent, you understand contract, you understand the rules and laws of America and what happens. Now, there's people incarcerated right now for nothing because the jurisdiction we are tried under is common law. There's maritime law, consumer law, case law. There's, consumer. There's all kinds of different laws. Criminal law, all the stuff that we don't have a clue of what they are, but yet we want life to be fair. We want all this shit to happen, but we don't educate ourselves on what it is in the rules of the game. We're playing a game and no one knows the rules. I'm here to explain some of the rules to you, and I'm here to free our people. I'm here to do what's right, and justice is served in this country. Why? You guys can get mad at me, and you might not understand, but once I tell you guys some stuff, it might make sense to you. If your belief system, you're able to sit back and humble yourself, because a lot of you I already lost, because once I start talking about religion, it's a wrap. But yet now I got a quantum computer from Google saying the exact same thing, almost word for word, what the fuck I've been saying and telling you guys. And that's the quantum computer, the smartest computer ever built to mankind. And I've said it years ago, months ago, but no one believes me. Why? Because who I am, my image. You never know who you're walking next to. You never know who's going to come down. You think Jesus Christ is a white boy in a robe with blue eyes is going to come down and save all of us and take care of all our problems when we're dead? What good does that do? What about life today when we're alive? The problem with religion is they all have gods and stuff that are not here walking amongst us. That's the problem with religions. If you have a religion where your God or your Jesus Christ is walking here amongst you, people are going to start to behave a little different. They're going to be like, oh shit, God will show up at your fucking door if you do that. He doesn't. So people swear to God and they do all this stuff because they know it's not going to happen. You have a religion where your God or somebody's down here with you, you're going to understand it. Now, this is the thing. Jesus Christ is a way of thinking. I have that way of thinking. I was blessed or whatever you want to say. I don't say blessed because blessed means Benisire. Back in the day, Benisire was blood. So when you're saying God bless you, you're saying God's blood. When you say you're going to pray, that means you're going to beg. Your God said, ask and you shall receive. He never said beg. Get on your hands and knees. Bow down to me. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you think religions are holy, you sit back and tell me when anything in that Bible shows the devil is evil. Let me tell you how they got God and devil as the main characters of this book. They took good and they put evil. They took good and said, God is good all the time, right? Sure is. Because if you take an O away from good, you got God. Now you got evil over here. They probably went down the alphabet. Evil, Bevel, Sevil, Devil. Added D to evil, you got devil. There's your two characters for your book you're going to write. There's how you got them, okay? But as a person, as a human being, I myself have been convicted of something I did not do. I spent time of my life behind the walls because I'm from a northern cause. I'm from the straight northern cause of California, where we believe in equality, respect, education, betterment of our people. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, to where I'm not going to debrief or get too much into it, but that's what we stand for. And with that said, I like to stand for what's right and what's honest. I'm not here to misinform you or give you any information that's not true or fact. I'm trying to speak on what I know from my blood, sweat, tears, and in the many years of struggling, trying to rise above the struggle. We need to understand life is not what it's supposed to be for us because we've allowed it to happen. If you tolerate something, why change it or try to change it? You already tolerate it. It won't happen. Don't waste your time on shit you tolerate trying to change. If you love somebody, love them for who they are. Quit trying to change them. You fell in love with the individual. Don't try to change them for who you want them to be when you ain't happy with who you are. Change yourself first. Love yourself first before you love anyone else. Care about yourself before you care about anyone else. Because in this world, let me tell you right now, nobody fucking cares. That's the truth. Nobody cares. If you did, you'd be stopping those women pushing their kids in McDonald's or Burger King or the supermarket. Why? Part of life is this. We're slave to the concept of time, slave to a piece of paper called currency. Then we take that piece of paper that we sacrifice our time and everything for and take it to a supermarket. That's nothing but a trap house. Why? Because there's no more food in this motherfucker. It's all food products. And what do we know scientifically? That all these products are fucking poison. They're killing us. They're harming our health. They're not good for us. But yet we allow it to happen. And then the profit. We take this fucking food product home to go prepare it for our families and our kids who's supposed to trust us, who's supposed to love us. We're supposed to have the understanding and education. They don't. So what we do is sacrifice their health, their future for our convenience. All the whole time, who's profiting is these fucking big markets, Monsanto, Big Pharma, all these places. Just like a doctor. A doctor is what? Has an academic achievement of research. Like a PhD, that's a doctorate of philosophy. If you look at doctorate, it cannot be of medicine. So we go to this person who has love of philosophy, what equals what? The love of wisdom. So he's a doctor because he has love of wisdom with the doctorate in it. And cannot prescribe you what? Medicine. Why? Because a doctor cannot be of medicine. So we go to these people who cannot prescribe us medicine to tell us about our health when their whole job is to experiment on us and research. Do you think our health is in their best interest? Do you think you've ever seen any doctor who's seen cancer with their own eyes? There has never been a doctor in a fucking this lifetime that's seen cancer with their own eyes. Why? You need a microscope. You need all this shit. Well, if you Google cancer right now, in this day and age, 2026, Google cancer, you know what you're going to see? A bunch of illustrations, a bunch of drawings. Okay? They're not live videos showing the cancer cell attacking the cells of the cells. And our body is going to attack anything foreign. These people are been telling us you can't live life without the lie, man. I'm telling you guys this. This is something that should be a staple of your life because you know what? We all been bamboozled. We all been lied to. We all been programmed with this belief system that this should be life. It's not. We do that every week, day in, day out. That's what we do. Boom, boom, boom. Throughout the calendar, years pass by. We're doing the same thing. Why you people are getting old and aging and looking old and all fucked up? Why? Because you're letting your mind keep track of this fucking concept called time. Once your mind thinks you're 54, 55, 56, 60, your body's going to follow suit and age with your mind. Your mind is very powerful. We need to heal each other with what we have here. God made dirt, and dirt don't hurt. All our fucking cure for the whole world, anything in our bodies, diseases, sicknesses, illnesses, the cure is in the dirt and honey. Honey is very important. The bees leave, we're next. So understand this. The cure for anything we have is in the soil and honey and love and support from your family. Why do you think so many people died during COVID? Because the hospital says you can't come visit them, you can't do this. Why? Because they're doing some sneaky ass shit. What were they doing? You take family away, you take support away, you take belief away, you take all this shit away, you have nothing but a machine helping you breathe. So when they take you off of it, your lungs are too weak. And then you fucking die. And no one gets fucking, everyone was there by themselves. And who profits off it? The hospitals. Everyone did. because they get to write death, cause of death, COVID, and then they give a big old percentage back. COVID was a distraction. Distraction of what? The central bank system's collapsing. Your 401ks, your pensions are all gone. Okay? Those reserve deposit, they made a law where you're sitting on the couch with your family member trying to hide from a vaccine. A virus. A virus needs a host to sustain itself. It can't be airborne, just out in the air flying around. It needs a host to sustain itself. So you guys getting closer together, being in there out of the sun, which is vitamin D, which helps your immune system, it was a plot. Then you wore a mask and you wore gloves. Why do you think you wore masks and gloves? It was to test our software to see what's about to happen, if they're going to be able to track us just by our eyesight or just by anything else, voice or whatever. It was a test of software and to hide the fucking problem of the central bank system. If you have money or currency, put it in life insurance. That's what the rich do. You can put it in there untaxable and you be your own bank. If you put $250,000 in there as life insurance, guess what? You can pull $250 out and use it tax free. Boom, 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 in and out, in and out. Why aren't people doing that? Why are you going to wait? Look, I said this about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And then what happened? No one believed me. No one believed me. What happened? Silicon Valley Bank, just where I live, Santa Clara, California, Silicon Valley Bank. It proved what I was saying. It took all these people's millions of dollars was gone. What happened? The news was right there to break the story. But why didn't the news break it? What happened? The conclusion of that. What happened was this. If you had 40 million, 2 million, 80 million, fucking 100 million, they gave you $250,000 because that's what the federal government insures. So you have 40 million, here comes 250,000. We're taking all the rest. Thank you, goodbye. Suck it easy. Take it in your ass, no Vaseline. That's what happened. It's happening all around the world. You guys didn't understand these banks are the borrowers and they're not right people. They're not good people. Learn what a promissory note is. Learn how to construct one. You have an unlimited amount, infinite amount you can do. No matter what I'm saying, if we all do it and take part of it, even if it's real or not, they're going to have to accept it like this. You want money? You want to go back to money, people? Money is anything we want it to be. Now, we let them pick gold and silver because it's scarce. Scarce minerals should not be valuable. If you're living in a land and you want your people all to be rich and all to be happy, you do something in abundance. God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt. If I hand you a handful of dirt, you accept that as payment. We could take that to the bank and go deposit it as currency because we're all doing it. And we took it out the government's hand. The government picked fucking Federal Reserve. Who the fuck's Federal? We don't want them. Fuck the Federal Reserve. We don't want them. We're going to do our own currency, the people's currency, which becomes money. The difference of money and currency is money is power of the people. Currency is power of the government. So what you got to do is understand how to beat them at their own game, like they've been beating us with these IRS and FICO and Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Who the fuck are you to butt in our fucking personal affairs like that and hold us down, Americans down, for another thing? We're already struggling with something called fucking inflation, a made-up word. Inflation is a made-up word. It makes no fucking sense. Just like the word addiction. You wouldn't be addicted if you didn't have the word addiction. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be depressed if you didn't have the word depressed. You got to understand you are in control of your feelings. Your feelings are controlled by you. If you want to be depressed, it's because you want to be depressed. If you want to be sad, it's because you want to be sad. If you want to be happy, it's because you want to be happy. You have to get control of your mind and understand you're in control of your feelings and emotions. Yeah, shit's going to hurt, but why care? No one cares in this world. Like I said, if your boyfriend or girlfriend cheats on you, why the fuck should you care? Why? That means they didn't give a fuck about you in the first place. Why? Because they knew it was going to hurt you. They knew it would affect you in a negative way, but they did it anyway. They don't care about you. Bottom fucking line. Or they do, but not enough. So why fucking trip off them? Why live your life tripping, caring, getting all hurt and crying? Move the fuck on. They showed who they are, how much you care. They care about you. So go. Move the fuck on and stop wasting your time in this relationship. Stop wasting your time in this world where we're all slaves to what? Materialistic, dumbass shit. If you're going to believe in something right. These religions, do you think the God of that book is really holy? Do you think anything in that book is holy? Has there been any evidence in that book to show me why the devil is evil? Besides what I said earlier. How many people did the devil kill? What evil did he do in that Bible? I just want to know, because I can't convict a man with no evidence. I need evidence that this guy's evil. I need evidence that he's a murderer and a killer. But I could look at the God on the other end, that God is good all the time. He murdered. He said, kill the babies in Egypt. He said, rape a woman for 50 shekels, pay the father 50 shekels, and you will own that girl for 6 years. He said all these things from his word and done all these things, murdered and did everything, but yet he's the good guy. And here we are following this book and all the shit that they're saying. For what? How? You think God would really make decisions like that? You think Jesus Christ, this dude who's supposed to be here, his name couldn't even been Jesus. There was no J in the Hebrew language at the time. How was his fucking name Jesus? It couldn't have been. It could have been Yeshua. We'll call him fucking Yeshua. Don't make a story where there's fact and fiction all between it. Either it's real and it's fact or not. We have these dinosaurs that's supposed to be the cause of the oil, but yet we have their bones in the fucking museum. Every bone of every dinosaur, we have the bones to. Millions of years ago. But we don't have Jesus' bones. We don't have Moses' bones. We don't have a splinter from the fucking ark. We don't have shit. But we're supposed to believe in all this shit, right? It's how you're programmed. It's how you're manipulated to see things. And if you want to know who Jesus Christ is, it's a way of thinking. I have that way of thinking. And if we all could think like this, we'd save our fucking world. Because guess what? One man is not responsible for all of our problems. It's very selfish to be religious and think that Jesus Christ, one man, is supposed to save all our fucking problems. When the world's over, doesn't he come when the world's over? We're all dead or whatever. And we're waiting for some eternal life. What if I tell you we don't die? We're energy. This vessel might expire. This vessel might pass away, but guess what? My conscience could be transferred. I could go to another person. I could go to another realm, another dimension. You guys don't know shit. I've been clinically proven dead 3 times. I'm still here. Why? I have a purpose. My purpose in life is to change the belief system of every man, woman, child on this earth, so we can start passing on different trends, different things that come traditions. Because traditionally, we are spreading some false shit. Just like this legal system and all these other systems. I'm going to free our people, and people get mad at me, but I have to do what's right. I have to do justice. It's my job to do that as a human being to my fellow other human beings. We live in a nation where we're tried under common law. Common law is the jurisdiction they take over us. Okay, common law specifically states this. If there is no victim with the injury, there is no crime being committed. And you need your victim in the court of law with the injury sustained, shown by a doctor that he's injured, to have a crime committed or called against you. If you don't have none of those, there's no crime being committed. So all these people who are there for shoplifting, stealing, and all this stuff, where's your victim? Where's your injury? What's happening is this. You guys are uneducated. You don't know what the word perform means or payment means or other things like that. You let yourself walk in the courtroom wrong. And how you're walking in the courtroom wrong is letting a public defender or attorney speak for you. Once that happens, you become ward of the court. Once you become ward of the court, you're considered legally a minor, an infant, ignorant person. Okay? Because you do not know how to perform on an obligation or contract, which is your birth certificate. You need to come in there, and I can tell you how, but I'm going to be the best lawyer because I want you guys to seek after me, because I can tell you exactly how to come in there. And if you don't believe me, look at my record. Look at my public record. I beat a lot of cases because it's just and it's righteous. I didn't do a lot of this shit. I sat down years of my life fighting cases because I'm not a snitch. I'm not going to tell on no one. So I'm going to ride it out and wait for the acquittal. I've done shit like that a couple times. But in my life, I know I have a purpose, and I know I got to get to it. And I lead by example. I'm in charge of a little area in my city, okay, that you guys call a gang. Now, I made a legal public announcement to say we are not considered a gang. We will not be stamped. I made a legal public announcement to say we are a collective. We will not be called a gang. Why? Because gang members get gang enhancements. Gang members get RICO. Gang members get indictments. Gang members get all the gang shit that comes on your sentence because you allowed yourself to be labeled as a gang member. Now, if you're smart, who's ever in charge will make sure you're not labeled a gang member. Even if you are, who cares? People know what you are. Do not be labeled a gang member. And you will not have gang enhancements. You will not get gang charges. You will not get gang. And you will not let that DA be able to say the gang member to the jury. Because once he says gang member to the jury, you're guilty of something. They're already biased. They're already fucking programmed to think, oh, he's a gang member, he's criminal. You have no chance. And why you have no chance? Because you're forgetting the constitutional Fourth Amendment and Sixth Amendment right, which is a right to a fair trial, right to a speedy trial, right to be heard by 12 of your peers. How are you giving me a fair trial if you call me a gang member? These are grounds for appeal. And the grounds for appeal that I'm going to do to free our people is a lot of these people are in jail right now as a minor sitting in an adult correctional facility. Is that legal? And there's a bond put on you. So foreign corporations and shit place a bond on you and they profit off you. That's why your entity is the one being charged with those crimes, not you. Look at your court papers. You're going to see your name in all caps. That's your entity. That's your trust that was set for you. That is who you get profit off. That is the motherfucker who has the millions of dollars in the account floating around that you don't know about. So you as a living person are allowing the public defender attorney to put you in jurisdiction because you're giving consent. They're giving consent. That's putting you in a contract. Now this contract has to have considerations. Any contract in our life needs to have considerations where both parties need to be considered. Now, you aren't considered in these crimes, in these contracts, but yet you're going to go do the time for something you're not even charged with. Your entity is. So you, by letting these people speak for you, create a whole system of this criminal system. I'm going to free people. Why? Because it's unjust. And I ask you people that do get free, I ask that you please come out here and respect the new way the world's going to run. We don't need you out here murdering, stealing, robbing, raping, doing all this shit. We understand that it's the way you're programmed. It's your wiring is fucked up. People who touch kids, it's because they're wired fucked up. People who murder, rape, and do all that because they're wired fucked up. And you never know. Some people get a rape for, let's say you're sleeping with a girl, you've been had sex with her 10 times, 15 times. You guys are doing something. She falls asleep. You're in the middle of it. And then she wakes up. You're like, whoa, I didn't know you're asleep. That could be rape. You could be engaging. You could be fucking him. And she falls asleep or whatever because she's tired because she's been on drugs or whatever. And wake up and you're still banging her out. That's rape. So you got to understand that there's instances in our world that people get fucked up. We all got the shit in the stick. I'm asking you to come out here and be fucking righteous. Live your life purposely. If you're NF or whoever you are, you're gonna see I'm gonna guarantee you will see the streets again. Everybody. Why? Because the contract and consent and consideration, the legality of the law, how it's written. I know how the law is written because I've been studying it many years now. Because of my legal case, where I was facing 32 years, I already faced life cases, whatever, for fucking someone snitched on me. They found a bunch of weapons and ammunition and assault rifles and stuff like that to where it was all bad for me. But I went through and I did my due diligence and I found loopholes and I found ways that the people can't get me. So I became case law. I got smart. I could have got my whole shit dismissed, no problem. But I became smart and became case law. Why? Because the deal I took, the plea I took, got me 1 year's court probation, no fines, no nothing. So now what happens with that? If you have a similar charge or similar case, you now get to use Rodriguez versus State of California as case law, where they cannot discriminate in the United States of America against you. Smart thinking, right? Thank me later, man. But the thing is this, I'm thinking on all motherfucking levels of life to where we've been done wrong. Currency, money, everything. Prisons. We need to come out in the streets and we need to unite. Unity is what it's going to take for us to stop this ICE shit, all this shit. The solution to stop ICE is if they're called America, and I look on the map, it's called America, South America, Central America, whatever. They need to have the same rights as Americans do in North America. And that will stop the fucking everybody coming here and trying to come over this way. Why? Because this place is beautiful. It's beautiful down there. I've never been down there, but I'm gonna go. Hopefully once I get this settled out, my people, whoever it is, Raza, will embrace me because I'm trying to get casinos for the Mexicans up here. We got our land took too, just like the natives did. They got casinos. What did we get? I stand for equality. I strive for equality. That's what I'm going to strive for, to get us Mexicans. And it don't matter if you're blue rag, red rag, fucking pink rag, or raza, homie. We're here together as human beings. Whatever they take from us, they're going to take from you. You think the Mexicans, it's going to stop at the Mexicans? Next will be the blacks, then the Indians, then the fuck Chinese, then this and that, until they got the one race here. with all these robots running around doing all the work for us. That's the plan. Get rid of us by disease and whatever. What happens when these robots just fire off a rocket? Because why? Any fucking one rocket that gets blasted off is the end of us. Why? We don't know how to breathe that air. What happened in 9/11 when a couple buildings fell, maybe 4? Over here on the West Coast, we didn't have fucking light or could see that good. Smoke was in the air. Why? All the smoke covers the sun. When it covers the sun, it gets cold. What's going to grow without no light? Nothing. Our food's going to be short. We're going to be fucking freezing, going crazy, pandemonium. Why? All because of a fucking rocket. Whoever, Palestine, Israel, all it takes is one rocket to go off in this earth, and we're fucked. So why should we have rockets? Why should we have something that, what do we have them for? Do we really think something from outer space is going to come and fucking blast us? If you say outer space is what it is, with no gravity, no atmosphere, no forces, and E equals MC squared, and inertia, and all these Charles Darwin, all these theories that you put, ship me out there. When the biggest meteors come in, put me out on a motherfucking rocket and send me out there. Because what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to either get my dick out and take a piss and blast it. But wait, water turns to molecules, right? Out in space. You see the astronauts with all the water going to molecules. How come our body ain't doing the same thing? And you die and your organs and everything's out there just fucking in a little molecule. How is that not happening? Okay, so let me go out of space and that motherfucker's coming my way. Let me just go like this. Blow that bitch right off fucking course or push it. With my hand, I'll fucking push it. Straight off the course. Why? Because there's no mass, there's no energy like that coming at you. Even if it's so big, it wouldn't matter because I'm coming at it with another force and I'm pretty strong. And I'm pretty sure I could push a meteor off from us. All I'm saying is this, man. Believe in yourself, believe in human beings. Miracles happen because the humans make it happen. You can believe in anything you want, but believe our world could be heaven on earth if you get rid of corporations, currency, and false religions. There's something we don't need in our life, man. And we need to stand up for people that are being unjustly institutionalized in an institution that's supposed to rehabilitate. But since you guys say these institutions are rehabilitate, everybody who's took an oath to abide by the law as written will now go in all these empty prison cells and empty prisons. You guys are going to go occupy them because you have no excuse. You have understanding. You took an oath to say you have understanding of the law. We have not. When we were 18 years old, no one gave us a fucking document that said, if we break any rules, laws, ordinance, regulations of these, we're going to go ahead and sacrifice our freedom to go sit in an institution for X amount of time. I didn't get that contract, did you? I didn't sign it. I didn't get consent. In the United States of America, you will never be sentenced with the lack of understanding. Lack of education is not a legal defense, but lack of understanding is. You will never be sentenced. If you don't want to be sentenced, bail out. And then every time at sentencing, when the judge asks you, Mr. Rodriguez, has anyone promised you anything in return for this plea? Has anyone gave you any promises to say, if you take this lesson, then you will receive anything? Do you understand the charges against you, Mr. Rodriguez? And they go, facts. If you say, I don't understand, Your Honor, you go back to the arraignment, the first part of the due process of the law, because you don't understand the whole process. You don't understand the charge against you, which nobody does. But yet you got the public defender and the attorney going, yeah, because they want to get you out of there. Once you get sentenced, then it's like, okay, you're in contract now. You gave your verbal fucking signature to say, yeah, you do. When you don't, you put yourself incarcerated because you didn't speak up right. You believed in somebody who's not there for your best interest. Hire me. Let me see your discovery. Give me your discovery and I'll show you how we can get you out. There are many legal ways and many instances, many defenses I have. And I got to free you guys because guess what? I'm for the people. I'm for, humans. If you guys convicts would just fucking unite on a world level, blacks, woods, Usos, others, Jamas, Kumis, Northerners, Southerners, all unite. You're all convicts. You're all inmates. They treat you the same. You shouldn't have to go in there worrying about the funk that's going to happen. You should go in there worrying about your time is going to be easy, learning shit from people and rehabilitate yourself so you can get back out here. We don't need to fight against one another. That's their plan. That's their plot. That's their script. If you stick together and unite, you can get the weights back. You can get the cigarettes back. You can get the shit you guys need and want. Better food, more yard time, whatever it is. If you unite, on a world fucking level and show them that we have strength in numbers. If you stand up in those prisons together, all those guards are going to be fucking outnumbered times 10 and will know they do not run those prisons. As long as they segregate, like the rest of the world, the planet of the rest of the world is a segregate and divide. As long as that, you can control smaller groups easier than one big group. Unity is the key to our life and to saving this world and to save this planet. We allow corporations to fucking profit off of our world coming to shit. The pollution, all the global warming, all this shit is due to corporations, due to our belief system, allowing people traffic, for instance. Why do you have traffic still, ladies and gentlemen? Let me solve traffic for you real quick. Break up the industries. Start them at different times. Construction starts at this time. Bankers start at this time. Real estate start at this time. Ease up the congestion. We all don't need to be on the fucking roads at one time. And what happened during COVID when no one was on the roads? I didn't see one pothole getting fixed. Not a fucking pothole. Wouldn't that have been smart as a government would ever say, hey, well, our people at home off the roads, now's a great time to fix all these roads. You didn't see shit. They waited till we get back to work to cause congestion, to cause confusion, to cause all this stress in our lives. That's what our life is about. They want to cause us stress and turmoil and misery and all this shit. Why? Because they're evil. 1% is evil. They're not good people. If you could live in a state or economy or in a world where you see most of the people struggling while you're over there balling, wasting fucking hundreds of dollars bites of food and doing whatever the fuck you want, while you see the rest of the world scrounging, struggling, you're not a good person, man. And guess what? The real God who created us, because I am of the creator. If the creator is God, that makes me what? That makes me a God too. And that's the way I'm thinking I have. I want to act like one, talk like one, do righteous shit, live my life righteously. I don't lie, steal, cheat. I'm not none of those. I'm not a dropout or snitch. I'm righteous as I come. I've been in crime. I've been in shit. I hang around with prostitutes and you know, criminals and all the shit, just like Jesus did. I'm not Jesus. I'm not claiming to be him. I never would want to be him. Why? Because he changed wine out of water. And if my dad, who's all knowing, all omniscient, knows everything, would have known that alcohol, which is ethanol, is the number one cause of death combined with all other diseases, anything in our lives. Alcohol is the number one cause of death. So I wouldn't allow my father to let me do that because he would stop me and say, hey, no, son. So I don't claim to be this Jesus. I'm Edward Rodriguez. You can call me Fleezus because I will sacrifice my life and anything I have for this world to change and understand what it's going to take for us to change this world and have heaven on earth. It's going to change the belief system. It's going to take for you to take your belief system, delete it, and reprogram it with better things of this today's world. Not 300, 400, 500 years ago. Today's world is a lot different. The Bible never says anything about drones and fucking clones and fucking poison food and all this shit. The Bible tells us to eat. God told us to eat grains and fruit and vegetables. And the grains and shit would be our meat. He didn't tell us to eat animals and doing this shit. But he also didn't say why animals are carnivorous. Some have teeth. If God created all of us, he wouldn't create us with no teeth if he didn't want us eating meat and shit like that. So there's things in our life you have to look at and see. Why is it dark outer space? Why do you call gas gasoline? It's a liquid. Call it liquidating. You know what I'm saying? Water. Make us water. You can't live life without the lie. Look at my books on KDP. On Amazon KDP, I got a trilogy called Can't Live Life Without the Lie. It's going to talk about some of the stuff I did here and a lot more. My thing is this, people. We need to wake the fuck up and understand the world we live in today and what we're about. Learn how to pay your bills. Learn about a remittance coupon. Learn about currency. Learn about a promissory note. Learn about all these things and perform. It's our obligation. Learn about contracts, considerations. Consider. Now, it's going to take me a minute, but if I have more people on my side riding with me, we could free all our people a lot faster. And when they do come out, they're going to take an oath to abide by us and our law. That way they're not here starting no shit. If you're a rapist or you have some shit going on with kids, we need to figure out how you're wired and what's making you fire like that before we let you out in society. You're not going to let people out that are fucked up, murdering just because they want to murder. Shit like that. You're fucked up here. We need to fix that. So with this coming, you know, I'm just who I am. I'm Edward Gilbert Rodriguez Jr., Santa Clara VTV, the day I die. I'm not a gang member. I'm part of a collective. And what I do and what my collective does is do the same thing. Basically, we keep the rubbish out of our neighborhoods. That's what we do. And we're one of the only cities in Northern California who's never had the rubbish or any other opposition where it was set up shop in our city. So you can talk about us, you can say what you want. You other bigger cities around us or like to talk shit. But what have you done? Could you say the same thing? I don't think so. So I'm not here to talk shit, but I'm here to say, hey man, let's look at some real shit. We hold it down. We some savages out here. And that's not to come here and say, oh yeah, set up shop. I know people are there, but they're not gang banging. They're not out here putting it down saying, I'm a Sodeno, I'm this, I'm that. They might keep quiet and wear red and act like we don't know what they are. But guess what? They're not here to start no shit. And guess what? They never been our opposition. Our opposition is the ones holding us back our cause from striving. That's the government. That's the people that hold us down. They're part of Rasa, if you understand it. Because the betterment of our people includes them too. Because they are our people. So why we fight against one another is ignorance, misinformation. Quit misguiding the youth and having them put in work to do some fucking dirt to get them in a criminal fucking record. Why? We need lawyers, DAs, attorneys. They're not going to be able to come those if they got a criminal record for putting in some work for your ass and something you could have handled. We already got the record. OG should be putting in all the work. You got life, you got 2 strikes, you should be putting all the work in. You're already fucked. Help these youngsters, individuals, educate them on what not to do. The different path to take. Not all this shit about bodies and bodies, rappers, all these rappers, I got bodies. Why do you start beef and then leave your fucking city that you started beefing? That's not gangster. Why do you run your mouth and talk about bodies on all your tracks? That's not gangster. What's the number one code of being a gangster? It's to remain silent. Silence is the number one code of a gangster. All you motherfuckers breaking that are not gangster. I'm sorry to put it to you. Why start funk and then leave the city? Well, you let your whole city start funking over shit that you got. And now all of a sudden it's escalated, so now it's war. We are from the same fucking struggle. If a nigga's getting candy paint and brims and shit on his whip, congratulate that man. Understand he's getting out this bitch. And that's another thing. You rappers and all this shit, you make so much fucking money and or currency, and you say, yeah, everything, the dream is to get out the hood. Why get out the hood? Why do you have to leave somewhere where you've grown up and had a foundation set? Why don't you put your money back into that neighborhood to build it up instead of leave it and then have it ran down and you make the youth and everyone else think that's a great mindset to have. That's a pussy. That's a coward mindset. That's an ignorant mindset. Take your money, put it back into where you love and where you live, the history of you. Don't leave. You got funk. Stay right there and battle it out, homie. You started the shit for what? People from the same struggle, man. We got the game fucked up. We got life fucked up. When are you guys going to learn and see that? We ain't here to be against each other. We ain't here to be segregated and divided. We ain't here to be lied to every day of our life. We ain't here to be slaves. We're here to live like gods, land of the free, home of the brave. Up in this bitch, but we're not stressing our finances or anything like that. There's enough resources to build every man, woman a house on this place. There's enough food to feed everybody. All these vacant businesses that are going vacant because of remote jobs and shit, it's easing up traffic. It's doing a lot. So these vacant buildings, we need to put vertical farming in there. We start doing hydroponics in all these buildings like that. So we have more food and better food, real food, food with no chemicals. Okay, food with no fucking preservatives and all this shit. We get rid of Monsanto. We get rid of Big Pharma. We get rid of the Surgeon General. We get rid of motherfucking FDA and all these things that are supposed to be helping us, looking out for us, but have shown us nothing by allowing themselves to profit over our illnesses, our sicknesses, these hospitals, these fucking grocery stores, everything we've allowed in our life that makes us pussy ass niggas. I got the real nigga movement starting, and that's the movement that's going to be, I'm a northerner, okay? And I'm going to shine the good on the northern shit because there's some good that comes out of shit. As long as we keep allowing fake ass criminals, punk ass motherfuckers to break into cars and do little punk ass shit, hit women and do all that shit, be a part of us, we're always going to be looked at as a bad entity or bad gang. You got to start making people be responsible. Understand, men accept men. You know what I'm saying? Women were allowed to have a single household. Why? Because of welfare. Welfare allowed a woman to not have a man in the household. which made what? A bunch of feminized men, because women were the ones raising us all up singly because of welfare. If there was a man in the house, a lot of us would have been more man macho. And it all depends on who you put around your fucking kid. Now, for all you women who are fucking accepting these deadbeat fucking babies, daddies who fucking have 6, 7 kids, you know, are these, even goes the same for a woman. You got 7, 8 kids and you're not with your kids and you don't support none of them. Who the fuck are you to give that nigga some pussy? As a woman, you need to fucking understand. You need to stand up for each other. This man did some woman wrong. He gave her a commitment. He sold her a dream, but yet he took off on his responsibility. And you're over there rewarding him with your pussy like this nigga's gonna change. That motherfucker's always gonna be sorry like that. If he can't handle his own, what makes you think you can make with him? He's gonna handle yours. And some punk motherfuckers go support another person's kid and not his own. How does that work? And you're giving him a reward because you're accepting this motherfucker. People need to stand the fuck up as you women and say, oh, hold on. You can't do my girl like that. And it don't know if you like her or not. She got done dirty. She was promised something. She made a dream or it happened. Okay, responsibility. You fuck, you make a kid, you got to support it. You got to be ready to, you know, be responsible for that. You women are fucking the game up by not supporting or backing one another. In instances like that, we wouldn't have a bunch of babies, daddies running around, and girls would understand. No, you had a baby mama. Let me see the check you got to support her. Let me see this or that you doing to raise your kid. She ain't getting no pussy. How many babies, daddies would it be? There'd be 0 or none. We want pussy. We like pussy. That's the way you cover that problem. So what we got to do is look and think about shit, man. Think outside the box. Come from other angles. This world is fucked up. Life is fucked up. Real nigga movement coming through. I'm out for this one. Share this. Let this go viral. Let this get monetized. Let this shit go to some shit. Because this is some real shit. Real nigga movement. Speed. WSC VTV. The dad died. Santa Clara, California. Y'all know what I mean?